You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, there's plenty of excitement with the Woodsonia development project coming up in Joplin. However, there are also some concerns.
Plus, Hunter Biden's trial had opening statements yesterday. We'll have the details.
And we've got ourselves a cloudy start to the day, but things will begin to clear out and warm up. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door, coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. Just after 7 a.m. on this Wednesday morning, we have made it halfway through the work week.
Yes, and it's going to be a pretty good day today.
It is. It may not look like it right now. Right. You may look out your window and be like, what are you talking about? But I assure you, the day is young. It is going to be pretty nice out there as we head into the afternoon. And there's a new development being proposed in Joplin.
Something that could be pretty nice.
It could be as well, but there's some questions.
There's some questions. The Joplin City Council approved the first reading of a proposed multi-use complex.
But as KOAM's Amber Jenkins shows us, there's still some questions to be answered about the project.
Prospect Village is a $375 million complex proposal with plans for housing, indoor arenas, and a grocery store located east of Rangeline Road and south of 20th Street in Joplin. The City Council approved a development agreement with Woodsonia Real Estate during the first reading. 2 more proposal council readings concerning tax increment financing are planned before the project moves on to the next step.
To gain final approval, a TIF plan will need to be developed and presented to the TIF Commission, which is an opportunity for the public to hear at a public hearing the details of the development plan.
The project developer, Woodsonia Real Estate, is already working on projects in Joplin like 32nd Place. Edwards say funding from the private sector will assist with tax increment financing.
There are a number of incentives, public incentives, that are being considered. 2 of them would be CID, so 2 CIDs, which is an additional sales tax increment to help fund infrastructure within the development. And the third incentive is TIF, which is tax increment financing. It's not a tax abatement, nor is it a tax increase, but it does help finance a project of this magnitude.
City officials say the proposed project site needs to be developed because of possible contamination. They say part of their due diligence is making sure the site meets environmental standards.
Extremely challenging piece of property to develop. The EPA has had that property under monitoring, and there's a need for remediation there to make the site safe. The developer's committed to having a safe development, and we'll have to work closely with the EPA to make sure that all those standards are satisfied.
This takes a lifeless piece of property and turns it into something that benefits the whole community, brings in outsiders, that fills up our hotels, fills up our restaurants, and that generates a lot of extra sales tax for the city.
The Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce, along with others in the community, are expecting more information at future City Council meetings.
There's a lot of questions that remain to be answered. Number one, how big is the sports complex going to be? How much utilization will the average public be able to just go in and, for example, will there be a walking trail inside?
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
A second reading of the TIF will happen at the next City Council meeting on June 17th.
Certainly a significant project. I know that based on what they're planning to develop, it's going to be one of the biggest single developments since North Park Mall opened more than 50 years ago.
Yes, so it'll be quite interesting to see how the whole development comes together and what even complications they might run into.
Oh yeah, I mean the thing is, regardless, it's a great location.
Yes.
It's an
absolutely.
underused area that I think has a lot of potential if they can get everything together to make it happen.
Certainly.
Well, we're going to get together to make happen. We're going to get together all of the clouds and we're going to shove them away so that we can let the sun come out.
Where is he going with this?
You never know. Look, I am tired. I don't know what's going on. I'm done. But let's look outside and we can show you what we're talking about. See? There's the clouds. There. It's not that funny, Elise. It's not that funny. There's clouds. There's clouds. There they are. Not clowns. Those are funny and terrifying simultaneously, but these are clouds, and they will eventually begin to clear out as we head into the afternoon. This says the MoDOT camera 32nd and range line, which they have turned its position, and it is looking now back to the east. It was looking to the south, now it's looking to the east. Regardless of which way it's pointed, it's still, I did it again. It's still cloudy out there. I don't know why these are in here twice, but they are. Look, it's been a long 2.5 months of weather. All right, future track heading into this afternoon. As you can see, there's a few stray clouds out there still by noon. And then as we head into the rest of the afternoon, we are clear and we're going to be a bit warmer. Highs today, similar to the last couple of days with some upper 70s, but take a look. A lot fewer upper 70s, a lot more 80-degree readings out there. Not the case this morning, though. That cold front has finally made a bit of a difference. We got 60 in Iola, 61 Yates Center, and 63 Monette, 64 Cassville. Those are all the low 60 readings. Then you get Neodesha, Chanute, and Fort Scott. Everyone else mid-upper 60s out there. And we will continue to be warm today. Mostly cloudy through the first portion of the morning, and then these clouds will begin to clear out there, and we'll go sunny by this afternoon. And again, highs upper 70s and a few more low 80-degree readings out there. We're going to stay pretty decent, at least for the next few days, ahead of some additional rain chances. We'll look at all that in the full forecast a little later. Elise?
Chris, thanks. The Carthage police is asking for your help in locating a missing juvenile. 17-year-old Jocelyn LaRue went missing yesterday. She was last seen leaving her home in Carthage in a silver Nissan Altima with the license plate VJ0S6G. The vehicle has been reported stolen. Her direction of travel and destination are unknown at this time, but she is known to visit the Joplin and Webb City areas. LaRue is 5 feet and approximately 110 pounds. She has blonde hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding her whereabouts, you are asked to please call the Carthage Police Department. Family and friends paid their final respects to Davy and Natalie Lloyd yesterday in Neosho, Missouri. The pair had worked as missionaries for just over a year, serving for the group Missions in Haiti. Less than 2 weeks ago, gang violence in Haiti took the life of the young couple. The Lloyds were laid to rest yesterday at the Bible Holiness Assembly Church, the same church they were married in. Natalie Elizabeth Lloyd is the daughter of Missouri Representative Ben Baker. Well, people who want to express opinions concerning a US 69 study in Crawford County should submit them soon. KDOT reminds the public they have just under 2 weeks to participate in an online study survey on the topic. The project is a corridor study to evaluate the current and future needs of the highway. KDOT has also conducted some public hearings to discuss the highway proposal. The department is asking residents what they see as an issue or non-issue. You can participate in the online survey until June 17th. Just go to KOAMNewsNow.com. No specific dates have been announced for study completion. After emotional opening statements in Hunter Biden's federal gun trial, the Delaware jury could hear deeply personal witness testimony as soon as today. Prosecutors could call Hunter Biden's ex-wife and other family members to the stand. The president's son has pleaded not guilty to allegations he lied about his drug use on a federal form in order to buy a gun in 2018. Jared Hill has the latest.
In an intense day of opening statements, prosecutors used Hunter Biden's own voice as a key piece of evidence in their case against the president's son. First Lady Jill Biden, sitting behind him as an FBI agent, played clips from Hunter Biden's 2021 audiobook of his memoir Beautiful Things, in which he details his crack addiction, the same year he bought the gun at the center of the case.
I used my superpower, finding crack anytime, anywhere, less than a day after landing at LAX in the spring of 2018.
Prosecutors will tell you that there are few things more effective before a jury than being able to show the jury what the defendant said. In this case, hearing the defendant's own voice describing his struggles with addiction and the fact that he was using illegal controlled substances right around the time he bought this gun.
Hunter Biden has pleaded not guilty to felony charges. He made false statements on a federal background form by not acknowledging his drug use when applying for a handgun in October of 2018, then possessing it illegally. Biden's defense argued the president's son didn't knowingly make false statements because he was seeking sobriety, and like other addicts, experienced a deep state of denial.
They're really trying to paint Hunter Biden as someone who was making good faith effort to get himself clean.
If convicted, Hunter Biden could face up to 25 years in prison.
Hunter's ex-wife is next up on the witness list, then Haley Biden, his late brother's widow. Prosecutors say she's the one who found and discarded the gun after Hunter bought it. She's expected to testify about using drugs with Hunter. And those are our top stories this half hour. Coming up next, Sherry Nelson from the Kansas State Wildcat Extension District is with us this morning. She's here to share some information on a couple of challenge days coming up. Well, Sherry Nelson from the Kansas State Wildcat Extension Office is with us this morning, and she would like to share some information about some upcoming challenge days for your kids. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. So can you talk to me about the challenge day coming up for the SC area challenge day?
We just held our district challenge day on Monday.
Yes.
And Southeast Kansas, we have an area challenge day that includes about 20 counties, and it'll be held in Emporia later this month.
Okay.
And there's a lot of different events at this challenge day. Kids will have favorite foods tables, and we will also have a horticulture judging contest, crops judging, photography judging, and family and consumer science judging. So there's all kinds of things that the kids can participate in.
Absolutely. And then, so you had this district challenge day on Monday, and you said to me that this, helps students or kids get ready for the next challenge day. Can you talk to me about what they learned on Monday?
Sure. Ours was kind of a small one, but we had a few kids that did their favorite foods tables, and then we also had kids that they judged photography, and we also had some family and consumer science judging. So for the photography judging, the kids can, what they'll do is they take a test on their knowledge of photography, like camera settings and those type of things. And then they have a class of pictures that they judge, and these will be based on, the kids will choose, which has the best leading lines and the rule of thirds, and, is it blurry, those type of things. And so they place those in order, best to worst. There's a class of 4. And so kids learn decision-making skills.
Which is an important skill to learn at that age.
Absolutely. And most of the kids we had participate this week were in that 10 to 13 age range. And so we had a lot of kids that age, but kids from 7 to 18 can participate in this. And all of our judging contests that we offer through 4-H help with decision-making skills, and I think that's something very valuable. I mean, I judged when I was in 4-H, and it really helps you think on your feet and make decisions.
Absolutely. And for those wanting to get involved and to come and participate in this next challenge day, can you tell me how they can do so?
Sure. If you're a 4-H member and you want to be involved in the challenge day, you just need to call your local extension office and in Wildcat District or any extension office, and they can get you hooked up with how you can participate. And if you want to join 4-H, also contact your local extension office.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning. If you missed any of that, we'll of course have it on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. We're back with more of the KOAM Morning News after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:18 now on this Wednesday morning. We're taking a live look from our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. It is cloudy still. We've seen some peaks of sunshine out there, but not that much just yet. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line looking back to the east again. It's another view of just cloudiness. And same down from the MoDOT camera Neosho. This one on 60, Missouri 59, looking back to the west along US 60. And it is still cloudy. It's going to stay that way initially through the morning, and then we'll start to see these clouds clear out as we head into the afternoon hours across the area. As we look at our camera, 7th and range line, it is, you can see they're trying to break up just a little bit, just not too much yet. 68 in Joplin, northwest breeze at about 8 miles an hour out there. That cold front did eventually drop temperatures. Iola, Yates Center, as the two cool spots, 60 and 61. The rest of us low, mid, and upper 60s this morning, and we'll all be a little bit warmer today as well. So as we get our morning underway, again, still cloudy. And then as we get later into the morning, those clouds will begin to burn off and clear out, and it will end up being an absolutely wonderful day across the area. 74 by 11 o'clock this morning. Highs today similar to the last several days, upper 70s and low 80s. However, we're expecting a lot more low 80-degree readings out there than upper 70-degree readings, so a little bit warmer for a good number of us today, with sunny skies and a north breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Winds will be calm overnight. As we go through the evening, skies are clear, 69 by 10. Overnight lows about 61, so low 60s out there. However, without the clouds, we're going to lose some of the warm air that we pick up today. Some locations could even fall back into the upper 50s. So for this time of year, a relatively chilly overnight for us. Up until Friday night, we're looking pretty good. So if you've got plans on Friday, at this point, you don't need to cancel them. We'll keep an eye on the weather and on these storms, but at least by Friday night, we're going to start to see thunderstorms return to the area. And they're going to stick with us through the majority of the weekend and into the beginning of next week as well. Here we are Saturday morning about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Thunderstorms. The biggest concern right now is, of course, we could see strong low-grade severe storms. We're not worried about that at this point. Flooding concerns are the biggest concern, as this rain is going to stick with us through the majority of the weekend again, all the way into our Monday out there, and we could get some relatively heavy rain across the area as well. So flooding is our primary concern as we head into this weekend, but we'll keep a close eye on this. Thunderstorms could again expected to continue through at least Monday, but some data suggests it might last as long as Tuesday out there, so we'll watch that. But at least between now and Friday night, we're looking pretty good. Clear skies, warm temperatures. Got those thunderstorms out there below average by next Tuesday. We'll warm up again toward the end of next week. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this. Welcome back. 5 Christian bands are coming together this Saturday on June 8th to help bring awareness about mental health. Cody Ball from one of the organizers with this concert is with us this morning and give us a little preview of what folks can expect to hear. So we want to welcome you to the show. Thanks for coming in this morning. It's fairly early in the morning. So honestly, this is called Renewed Fest. Yes. What exactly is that?
Well, first, thanks for having me. Second, Renewed Fest is a concert event that I was able to organize with several bands to bring some awareness to the area about mental health, especially more specifically with suicide. Because I was looking at some of the stats and it surprised me. It's the second leading cause for age groups of 10 to 34, just in Kansas and Missouri and Oklahoma. And so I just thought, let's bring some music and bring some people in that could help focus that and get some awareness to it.
And in terms of bringing this awareness, aside from the music, what all will you have going on to help kind of raise that awareness and let people know what to look for?
Yeah. So we're going to have restoration counseling out of Joplin is going to be there to help promote with us and get that awareness out there, as well as Spring River Mental Health Wellness is going to be there to help as well.
All right, so some excellent resources that are going to be available for folks, and maybe they know somebody who might be experiencing a crisis, or maybe they're experiencing one themselves. It's going to be an excellent opportunity for them to get some help out there, and here's some great music too.
There is. The bands that are coming are wonderful bands. They're all ranging in styles from, I had some hip hop to some alternative rock. And the thing about those styles of music is they like to talk a lot about those kind of feelings and how to overcome and deal with them. And so it's another avenue of helping people to realize that.
All right. And so in terms of, raising awareness, what you mentioned some of the statistics that you've noticed and for our region, what are some of the key reasons for getting this together on that? Is it just those alarming statistics and maybe even bringing awareness to that fact?
Well, yes. I think that we are, as a people, designed to be in communication and connection with each other. And so in my heart, I have this desire to see people be part of what their purpose is in life. And their purpose in life is not to not have purpose. And so this helps us to organize them in seeing that they are loved, they're accepted, and that they want to be loved as well.
All right, and Cody, for those that are wanting to go to this, where's it going to be? When's it going to be?
So it's going to be at the Columbus City Park in Columbus, Kansas. It'll start at 1 o'clock, goes to around 8 o'clock that evening. We'll have the Lion Shack open, so if you want to have some food, we'll have food. There's going to be somebody that's going to do some face painting and some great music.
All right, Cody, thanks so much for coming in. Of course, you see also more information on their Facebook page, facebook.com/.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOA Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. I'm Elise Snowy. The Spiva Center for the Arts in Joplin will host Watercolor USA in 2025. The event and art exhibit will take place from August through October 2025 during the temporary closure of the Springfield Art Museum due to construction. If you can't wait until 2025, you should know the Springfield Art Museum's opening reception for the 63rd Annual Watercolor USA is this Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. This year's free event features 80 works by 80 artists representing 31 states. 13 of this year's artists are from Missouri. The city of Joplin hosted a downtown clean team event yesterday evening. Folks with an hour to spare could come out to the Joplin Avenue Coffee Company to help clean up around the area. The event, sponsored by the Downtown Joplin Alliance, encourages people to take pride in their city.
Unfortunately, even with a lot of the city trash cans being available, not everyone makes it to them. Trash doesn't always make it to them either. So it can build up pretty quick in areas, especially like where we are in this parking lot. People like to toss things out of their cars, so somebody's got to clean it up.
The clean team meets at different locations each time to try to keep on top of the entire district. The next scheduled clean team event is August 6th. Now let's check in.
Yeah, we've got cloudy skies out there this morning. Live look from MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line, looking back to the east. It is still cloudy. It's going to remain that way for a little bit this morning, but these clouds will eventually go away. And a live shot from our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin, still showing some of those clouds out there as well. As we head into the afternoon, again, the last of those clouds will be out of here. They'll begin to clear rather quickly by the time we reach late morning and into the early afternoon hours. And our temperatures today are going to be similar to what they've been lately, some upper 70s, but we're going to see a lot more 80-degree readings as we head into the afternoon as well. That cold front did make a bit of a difference, or at least Iola and Yates Center, 60 and 61 respectively. Most of us, though, mid-upper 60s across the area as we get the day started. And we'll head again for those highs, upper 70s, low 80s, skies clearing as we head into the afternoon. An absolutely gorgeous day with a north breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. It's going to remain gorgeous for the next couple of days, and then by Friday night, more shower and thunderstorm activity begins to roll in across the area. We'll break down details on that in the full forecast, and that'll be coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, after facing significant political pressure, President Biden issued an executive order to crack down on the number of migrants entering the U.S. illegally. Because migrant encounters are currently high, the border will likely shut down tonight under this new rule. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has the latest.
This was the U.S.-Mexico border near San Diego Monday night. More than 200 migrants from countries in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East looking for Border Patrol to start their asylum process, but not before taking selfies in front of the clearly unhindering border wall.
I've come here today to do what the Republicans in Congress refuse to do. Take the necessary steps to secure our border.
After months of calls to take action on the border, President Biden did just that Tuesday, signing off on an order that will temporarily shut down asylum requests if the average number of daily encounters tops 2,500, which is happening right now.
But if an individual chooses not to use our legal pathways, if they choose to come without permission and against the law, they'll be restricted from receiving asylum and staying in the United States.
I talked to President Trump this morning, and he says this is a scam and people will see through it.
Biden officials say the border will shut down at midnight, but critics are not convinced this action will help.
This plan does nothing to stop the asylum abuse, does nothing to stop the parole abuse that this administration has done.
This is too little, this is too late, and the American public knows it's too late.
Biden's executive order comes as polling shows voters think Donald Trump would handle the border better. But Democrats blame the former president for stopping Congress from passing new border policy earlier this year.
The president is left with little choice but to act on his own.
President Biden's executive order will likely face legal challenges. The ACLU has already announced it will be filing a lawsuit. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Now let's look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A tree in Florida holds a special place for one school. We'll hear how this tree is out of this world. Well, June 2nd marked the 100th anniversary of the landmark Indian Citizenship Act, which granted citizens to all native-born, non-citizen Indigenous people. Now, during its centennial, it's getting renewed attention. With us to share more is celebrity historian Rafi Andonian. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Of course, thank you. And what I brought with me are these $1 coins that are out now. And on the head side is Sacagawea. Now, you might remember that for the past 10 plus years, Sacagawea has been on the head side of the $1 coin for commemorating Native Americans. But on the tail side, they changed, the U.S. Mint changes who is what they commemorate on it each year. And this year, for the 100th anniversary that you just mentioned, we have the Indian Citizenship Act on there. And the symbolism, if you take a close look at it, that you're seeing on your screen there, is the eagle staff that is commonly an important symbol for American Indians, and the U.S. flag intersected together, representing the dual citizenship that the Indian Citizenship Act allowed in 1924, which is really cool. And you're seeing an image there of Coolidge having the Committee of 100 that came over, which was a group of both Native Americans and white folks who, in 1924, lobbied President Coolidge, which then helped pass the Indian Citizenship Act that we're talking about. And the key thing that it did is that it no longer excluded people based on birth for becoming citizens from who were Native American descent. So, for example, up until that point, what you had was if you wanted to become a citizen as an American Indian person, you had to give up tribal citizenship very commonly, or tribal membership, and or give up communal properties to participate in the private property component. Well, this act changed that. It said, no, you can be a dual citizen, don't have to give up tribal membership. And it's really important because in that lobbying photo that you saw, Ruth Muskrat, who was one of the key figures that was leading that group, she argued for dual citizenship. She wanted to see both the the great parts of the civilizations of the past, as she put it, from the American Indian groups, and to participate in this new country that they love so much. And it was really important because more than 1/3 of native-born American Indians could not be citizens until this act, which enabled them to do so by birthright, to be matching what other U.S. citizens already had by birthright by the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. And so that's the kind of impact that this law had, and was the result of the precise things that we're talking about, and commemorated today on the $1 coin with the most recent edition for this year.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Stick around, or we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 7:42 on this Wednesday morning. Live look from our camera on the Cordell Complex, downtown Joplin. And it is cloudy out there, still a bit breezy. These winds will calm down a bit. These clouds will go away. And today will be an absolutely beautiful day. Even though as we look outside right now, it certainly doesn't look like it. You're probably going, man, what do you mean a beautiful day? This isn't a beautiful day unless you like the clouds. And I get it. Some people like cloudy days, and this may be an absolutely gorgeous day for you, but it is eventually going to clear out. MoDOT camera down in Neosho looking west along US 60, still showing clouds, and that's going to be the thing. These clouds will clear out rather quickly as we head toward the late morning hours and into the early afternoon, and then we're going to start to warm up out there, but we're not quite there yet. 68 in Joplin, northwest breeze at about 8, and we're looking at north winds about 5 to 10 miles an hour today. A cold front that brought us the storms last night did cool temperatures down a bit, but we are starting to warm up. Iola and Yates Center have been two cool spots all morning long, but they're starting to catch up as we're going into the mid to upper 60s as we get the day underway. Again, mostly cloudy skies, and then these clouds should begin to clear out rather quickly as we head toward the late morning hours. 74 and mostly clear by 11 o'clock this morning. Maybe a few stray lingering clouds around noon, and then after that, decreasing clouds. That's why that says that, because it is going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. Low 80s for our high, still some upper 70s. We're going to see a lot more 80-degree readings today. Clear skies will continue as we head into the evening hours, down to 69 by 10. 60s for our overnight lows, the low 60s. However, even though it's not the winter time, it still works this way. Without the clouds, we'll lose a little bit of the heating that we got today. Some locations could even fall back into the upper 50s. So we are talking about some below normal temperatures tonight. Then, between now and Friday night, we're looking pretty good. Like I said, that, I guarantee you, is not right. There's no way at 10 o'clock at night it's going to be almost 100 degrees in Dodge City. But we'll see. Maybe it will be. We're going to have scattered thunderstorms, though, rolling in as we head into Friday night. So if you've got plans Friday, at this point, these look to be after sunset. So don't necessarily cancel your daytime plans Friday. But then these storms will continue overnight Friday into Saturday night, Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. Then they'll continue into our Sunday morning and into Sunday afternoon as well. And the main concern at this point is going to be the possibility of flooding, because we're looking at an opportunity for some heavy rain with this activity. There may be a pause as we head into Monday morning, and then we'll see additional showers and storms out there as well. So again, between now and Friday night, looking great, warm 80-degree temperatures, even some upper 80s. Thunderstorms Friday night through Monday. Some data suggests they might last as long as Tuesday, so we'll see what happens there. Either way, though, Tuesday below normal, 76, and we'll start to warm up again toward the end of next week. That is a check of your forecast. Now here's Elise with Consumer Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, housing affordability could be a key issue at the polls for young voters this election season. A survey from real estate company Redfin shows that 91% of Gen Zers say housing affordability will factor heavily into who they vote for in November's presidential election. The survey shows it's the most important issue for Gen Z, while the strength of the overall economy ranks the highest among the other generations. Toyota recalls some of its vehicles due to potential engine issues. The company says nearly 100,000 SUVs and pickup trucks are impacted by the recall, including 2022 to 2023 Tundras and Lexus LX600s. The automaker says debris from the manufacturing process may have been left in the engine, which could cause it to lose power while driving. Owners should be able to bring their vehicles to a dealer for free repair when available. And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. Well, this may look like an ordinary tree, but it's not.
A pine at a school in Florida has traveled to the moon and back. Morgan Parrish has the story.
This tree represents 66 years of history, of space history, and we are so grateful to accept this for St. Peter Catholic School, and we take the mantle for helping our students realize dreams and continue their growth as future scientists.
This right here is a rare moon tree seedling that came from NASA. It's a special loblolly pine sapling, and it's all part of an exclusive program where seedlings were grown from seeds that journeyed 270,000 miles to the moon and back on board Artemis 1 back in 2022.
They are carrying history, and they will tell their grandchildren, I planted a tree from the moon.
Out of more than 2,000 applications submitted, St. Peter Catholic School is one of only 50 schools chosen nationwide to receive this symbol of exploration and growth.
I just think it's really cool and special for our school to be chosen to do this. I think it's just really cool and amazing.
The idea of historical value, scientific value, as well as the value of our faith, that again, we are able to procreate in outer space and bring it back here because it holds such values for other things with food. So it's just absolutely amazing and exciting that this is happening.
These students have been hard at work, rolling up their sleeves, digging up soil, and preparing for the moon tree seedling.
We started with a lot of things like building the barrel, and this has been going on for a while, but just today we've dug the hole. We've set up like this solar panel that will help water it, basically, that we'll set up later.
I like to do more like just science that has to do with engineering and stuff. So like setting up for this and building the rain barrel and stuff was really fun for me.
History being made in real time.
Just the opportunity. We're going to be so excited to see this when we come back next year and see how it's grown. Like with the solar panel, it's going to grow over summer, and it's just really exciting that we're going to be part of like NASA.
And for Principal Funston, this personally means the world to her.
My father was a NASA engineer, and so he worked on the Apollo missions, and then here we are getting a tree from the Artemis mission, so things have come full circle.
Reporting in DeLand, I'm Morgan Parrish, Fox News.
Well, definitely a special moment for those students, I'm sure, something that they'll think about for forever.
Oh, absolutely. And that school's going to have a special place right there, too, with that special tree.
Absolutely.
And I've got some special news for you. It's going to start to get sunny. Now, if you look outside right now, it's absolutely not sunny. And you're probably still sitting at home going, Chris, you're crazy. I don't see any sunshine. Well, we've seen little peaks of it. It is trying. And as we go through the morning, it will start to clear out. Of course, that was our camera on the Cornell complex. This is the MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line. It is cloudy, but as we head into the afternoon, the last of these clouds are going to be out of here. They're expected to start to clear out rather quickly, but it's still going to take an hour or two before we start to notice that. Once they start to move out, they're going to move out in a hurry, and then we're going to be clear and warm as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures right now, behind the front, we were a little cooler. Yates Center and Iola were a bit on the chilly side for this time of year, but starting to warm back up. Temperatures now for most of us, mid-upper 60s. We're starting to get close to 70 out there, like Nowata, for example, sitting at 69. So again, through the first portion of our morning, mostly cloudy skies. Once these clouds start to work out, they will pack their bags, and they will be gone. And we will be sunny heading into the afternoon. Highs like the last few days, upper 70s, low 80s, but we're expecting a lot more low 80s out there. We'll have that north breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're having another look at your forecast, including additional rain chances and the news you need to know right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The Carthage Police is asking for your help in locating 17-year-old Jocelyn LaRue. She was last seen leaving her home in Carthage in a silver Nissan Altima with the license plate VJ0S6G. LaRue is 5 feet and approximately 110 pounds. She has blonde hair and blue eyes, and if you have any information regarding her whereabouts, you are asked to call the Carthage Police Department. Family and friends paid their final respects to Davy and Natalie Lloyd yesterday in Neosho, Missouri. Less than 2 weeks ago, gang violence in Haiti took the life of the young couple. The Lloyds were laid to rest yesterday at the Bible Holiness Assembly Church. Natalie Elizabeth Lloyd is the daughter of Missouri Representative Ben Baker. And KDOT is reminding the public they have just under 2 weeks to participate in an online study survey regarding Highway 69. The project is to evaluate the current and future needs of the highway. The department is asking residents what they see as an issue or non-issue. You can participate in the online survey until June 17th. Just go to KOAMNewsNow.com.
And these skies will eventually clear out, decreasing clouds through the late morning and into the afternoon. Sunny, warm, upper 70s, but quite a few more 80-degree readings out there. That north wind again, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clear through the evening as well, 69 by 10. Overnight lows, low 60s, and maybe even some upper 50s out there. And we've got pleasant conditions all the way through Friday night. And then by Friday night, thunderstorm chances return, and those continue through at least Monday. And right now, our biggest concern heading into the weekend is the possibility of flooding, so we'll have to keep an eye on that heavy rain potential for us, and we'll dry out by the second half of next week.
Alrighty. A wayward alligator has found a new home. A video released on Monday shows animal control and public works teams working together to safely remove a 12-foot alligator from a roadside ditch in Texas.
The enormous reptile was hoisted using a grapple truck and placed in the back of a container truck. All these different trucks out there. The removal concluded without any injuries to the animal, the public, or the trucks.
That looks like a nightmare arcade game.
That's not the prize you want to pick up out of one of those claw machines. Is a 12-foot alligator. You're going for the iPad or the little squishy animal, and instead you get the 12-foot alligator as your prize.
There you go.
All right, explain that one to Mom for your 50 cents. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We're back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.